So guys, just before we start the video, I just want to give a massive thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel. You've been smashing the views, smashing the likes, and you've been smashing the subscriptions. If you are new to the channel, make sure you do leave a like and make sure you subscribe because we've got loads of great content coming.
Now, the trick with recording outside is not to do it for too long, especially when you're in England, because you see this tree line up around here. You give it about 30 seconds before someone calls you a nonce and shouts. And you can't see them obviously because they're in the tree line, so try and make it nice and short and quick. So today, a little bit of a fun one. So usually I stand in the shower and I spend a lot of time thinking, as you usually do. Now if someone does hear that, they're definitely going to call me a nonce. But millions of thoughts go through my head. Some days I'm Whitney, other days I'm Drake. But on this day I thought, remember as a kid we used to say like, take a tablet and that's all you'd have to eat for a day. And then like I had a Horrid Henry moment, light bulb above my head, and thought, we don't have a tablet for it as far as I'm aware, but what we do have is, now this is going to be a backup for that awful transition. The idea was to jump and then I'd be in my room, but we don't have teleportation skills, so that didn't really work. So what we do have is supplements. And by the way, if you ever were wondering about the Simpsons movie and where they got the inspiration for dumping into the lake, the pond, it's definitely come from here, because this is the most disgusting pond I've ever seen in my life. Like if you put a fish in there, dead mate, yeah? Rather than frying your fish, chuck it in there, it's gonna float straight back up, ready to eat. Nevertheless, I am gonna go for a run now, so what I will do is...
Right, so I discovered I'm an absolute genius, because why spend all day eating when we could just chuck all of our macros into one shake and drink it? Perfect idea, right? So if you watch my videos, you know that I'll have a supplement for protein, as most of us probably would do, and I also have a supplement for carbohydrates, which just allows you to get extra carbohydrates in. So what we're going to do is chuck them together. What could possibly go wrong? What I'm going to do is grab the carbohydrates. Ugh. So since I last done my video on the nutrition, which part 2 will be coming up because I bought a few extra bits that I'd like to talk about. I did get another bag of the carbohydrates just because I was going through it. 1 kg of carbohydrates is not a lot, so I went back and I bought 5 kg because that 1 kg went within like a week. So yeah, what we're going to do is just measure it out and then crack on with the shake. So if I pop you down here for 1 minute, there are my LED lights, absolute swag. Yeah, I tried to hide them, but there's only so much you can do. All right, leave me alone. So the best way to do this is probably grab a bowl and then pour the carbohydrates into there, maybe. I don't know. Right, so that's now on 0, so that's 0 grams. So typically, for someone like me, so obviously I'm 6 foot, 204 pounds last time I weighed, which was last week. But I have quite a fast metabolism, so carbohydrates, probably looking at 350 carbohydrates. And then obviously with protein, what you do is, for every pound of body weight, you go for a gram of protein. So that would be what, 200 grams of protein, maybe a little bit extra if you're really looking to grow. But so yeah, we're gonna hit for 350 carbohydrates. Oh my god, this is gonna be so many. I didn't realize how much this was gonna be. So if you didn't watch my video, make sure you go and check it out. But for every gram of weight is actually 1 gram of carbohydrates. So what we're aiming for is 350 grams here. Not too far away now. Got to buy a new box. Right, so coming up close now. Right, so that's 352. Oh my god, that is so many. I literally cannot believe how many scoops that is. Like, oh bollocks. Well, now it's 100. Now it's 350. So what we spilt was exactly what you needed. But right, now we're gonna have to put this in the shaker. It's like, there's not gonna be any room for water. Like, alright, do you know what? This is so sketchy. Oh, do you know what? I knew that was gonna happen. Right, back to drawing board, 1 second. So I'm an absolute genius and I made myself a funnel. Yeah, boy. So A3 paper, make it into a cone. Ba-bow. Right, I'm still gonna spill it though, ain't I? But chuck it in there. Oh, la, la. Right, it's still a little bit there, but no dramas. Oh, you know what? It's not actually that much when it's in the shaker. It looks so much more when it's in the bowl, but it's quite achievable. But we've still got the protein to put in. I haven't put. I didn't put the bottom on properly. Honestly, like. 1 minute. Right, so after about 12 million attempts of failing, what I'm gonna do, I mean, I've gathered most of it back, but what I'll do, I'll just add an extra scoop in, just for luck. Like, this genuinely is not gonna be able to mix, so it's still leaking out. Where's that coming from? Is it because it's a powder? I don't know. 1 second, guys, let me investigate. Right, so I've managed to fix the carbohydrates. I don't really know if it's on properly or not, but we'll find out. It's also quite cool as well, because like, when you hear about macros and stuff, it's just like 350 grams of carbohydrates, this many proteins. Like, you don't actually get to like visually see it, but like, that is 350 grams of carbs. So like, it's not actually a lot if you think about it. Like, compare that to 350 carbs of rice. That's nothing. I might have to stick to this. Right, so now we're gonna move on to the protein, which I have a feeling is gonna be the rest of this. So what we're gonna be using for this is a clear whey isolate. When I'm making a massive thick, I don't even know if it's gonna mix, but it definitely wouldn't mix with a whey protein, just because it's so much thicker. And to be fair, I don't really want 250 grams of chocolate flavoured protein, so we've just gone for orange mango, something that's quite neutral, be like an orange juice. So we'll turn this on if it wants to. No, my luck, the battery will be gone. Right, so it's on 0. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, back to 0. And now we do the proteins. So I've been an absolute spanner here, and I've just thrown the whole pot in because there was like nothing left in it. So I've just decided, you may as well chuck all of it. It's on 260. So what's that, like? Not even 1.5 grams of protein per body weight, so that's not the worst. Like, you can do that. This is just gonna be like a thick dough. Like, it's gonna be so interesting to see how it mixes up. Yeah, so let's do that. We know damn well that's not gonna mix, right? So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to separate it, mix it into 2 separate things, and then possibly bring it together. So, oh, this is looking challenging. Right, so what I've decided to do is half in the mixer and then half in this like little jug thing. So that we should be able to make that mix, and then eventually we'll just pour this into it as well. So let's get on with that. So after mixing this absolute beast, I've come to the conclusion that there's no way that we're fitting all of it into the shake. So what we're gonna have to do is drink this one or get through this one, and then what we can do is later on we can do the other one. Taste test. it's actually not that bad. Like, it's thick. Stupid idea. Like, this is such a stupid idea. Like, there's a reason why nobody's done this before. It's because like, it's going to take me forever to get through this. Like, is this even healthy? Like, this is so thick. And then I've got a second half as well. And like, it's like, what? Probably going to be on the toilet for the next 2 weeks. Forget about coronavirus. No, I'm joking, it doesn't say anything about having 250 grams of protein, so I suppose you can have what you like, but I'm be sitting on the toilet for like ever. I just know it already. That, like, considering though, this is a day's worth of food in a pot, so if I was drinking it all day, it wouldn't be that bad. But I kind of want to get this video done today, so, and it's already 4 o'clock, so I think we've got a challenge on our hands. So I'm literally like halfway through, and it is absolutely awful. So you can see how the drink is separated. So like most of it was froth, and you can see how it's separated, but can you just see that lingering, like, I haven't actually hit the drink yet, so I don't know what that tastes like. I've just been eating froth for the past half an hour. So if you don't hear back from me, don't be surprised, because I'm probably in hospital. So this is the second drink. Just gonna try and chug this one down. The first one took ages to get through, just because it was so thick and frothy, and like it just wouldn't go down. Like I fell asleep mid drinking it, like, so I left it on the side, and like I woke up and like there was still like a decent amount of froth left, and I was asleep for like 2 hours. So that definitely didn't make it appetizing at all. It was just awful. But this one's frothed down really well. Like it went in like 20 minutes. So as I said, it does make it more like syrupy and absolutely awful, like really sugary, but at least I can drink it. So I'll catch up with you after that. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. Last little bit. This is honestly absolutely awful. This is a second attempt at finishing this. Last little bit. So, hey guys, if you like today's content, please make sure to leave a like. Even if you didn't like it, just leave a like. Why not? It helps the channel massively. I'll be doing loads of other stuff like that as well. If you have a challenge that you'd like me to try, just leave it in the comments below. I'm going to count this as a challenge because it was absolutely disgusting. Nonetheless though, it was actually really interesting. It's good to see that you can actually fit like a full day of eating into a shake. Just quickly wanted to add as well, like, there was 77 grams of protein per 100 grams. So we put 260 grams into the shake, which actually translates to 200 grams of protein. So we'll pretty much knock on there, just in case some of you pick up on that. And there wasn't actually a whole lot of fats to calculate between the carbohydrates and the protein. So to be fair, like, this is quite a lean way to like make gains. You've got carbohydrates and proteins, but no fats, like, no brainer, isn't it? But what I would say is please just don't actually do this on a daily basis. Like, it's, first of all, it's disgusting. So if you're gonna try it, do it probably, like, I suggest just full unflavored, because like if you've got a flavour, it's just going to be like a concentrate. So the best way to explain it is like buying a like of orange squash and just downing that. Like, it's absolutely disgusting, and if you like it, you're an absolute weirdo. And second of all, please make sure that you get your nutrients and your carbohydrates and proteins and fats from food, because it's just, there's just no way on God's earth it is healthy to drink it, because yeah, it works, but at the same time, eat food, please. Nevertheless though, we will wrap it up here. I cannot emphasize how much importance it is that you leave that like down below. As I said, if you do have a challenge in mind, whether it be eating or drinking, leave it in the comments below, and then we can think about doing that in the future. I will have a part 2 coming up to the nutrition that I take, what supplements and stuff like that, and then I've got a few other cool videos coming. So my family, have a good one. I will see you in the next. Adios.